This message is for those of you who've been relentlessly searching for an escape. For those who type "how to stop procrastinating" into a search bar, desperately seeking a magic formula, a secret mental trick, a comfortable lie that will instantly transform you. You crave the easy path, the instant fix, the validation of a quick answer. But I'm here to deliver a brutal truth: the very mental tricks high performers employ aren't tricks at all. They are acts of silent, relentless war against your deepest desire for comfort and external noise. They are a declaration of absolute domination over the internal adversary that thrives on your procrastination, on your constant need for validation. Are you truly ready to face the fact that the answer to ending your procrastination lies not in an external hack, but in a radical, almost inhuman commitment to silence and unyielding execution? Some of you will recoil from this. Some will click away, still searching for that softer, gentler promise. But if you're tired of being dominated by your own excuses, by the fear of being unseen, then I challenge you to stay. This isn't motivation, this is a blueprint for war. A war you must win in silence. Ladies and gentlemen, let's confront the insidious enemy that fuels your procrastination, your fluctuating feelings and, more importantly, your insatiable craving for external noise and validation. You tell yourself you're paralyzed by fear of failure, by the overwhelming task ahead. But I say you're paralyzed by the fear of working in silence, by the terror of building something without an audience. You are addicted to the applause before the performance, the likes before the launch, the praise before the product. This craving, this relentless desire for approval, is the first mental trick your internal adversary uses to keep you subjugated. Your emotions, your mood, your desire for social gratification, your fear of criticism, are not your allies in consistency, they are the very chains that bind you to inconsistency. Think about it. When do you truly procrastinate? Is it when you're deeply absorbed in a task, shielded from the world, in flow? Or is it when you check your phone, scroll through a feed, or wonder what others are doing, what they might think of your next move? This constant seeking of external validation, this need to announce your intentions before they've even solidified, bleeds your energy, fractures your focus, and leaves you vulnerable to the whispers of doubt and the seductive comfort of inaction. You procrastinate because your work isn't receiving instant gratification. You delay because you're not sure if it will be good enough for your invisible judges. This is why you refuse to truly dominate your time, why you allow distractions to attack your focus. The internal adversary thrives in this noisy, validation-seeking environment. It whispers, "Why bother working in silence if no one will see it? Why build if there's no immediate praise?" It convinces you that your efforts are meaningless if they're not immediately acknowledged. This is the human problem. Your fluctuating desire for approval and the fear of working unseen prevents you from being a predictable, reliable force. It makes you a slave to the whims of others' opinions, or the imagined opinions of others, rendering you unable to commit to the brutal, solitary work required for true domination. This adversary ensures you remain trapped in a cycle of announcing, procrastinating, and never truly executing, always waiting for a sign, a signal, a pat on the back that will never come before the real work is done. You are allowing yourself to be dominated by the noise, by the whispers of validation that distract you from the silent war you must fight. Stop. Stop this self-deception. Recognize this adversary for what it is, a saboteur of your focus, a champion of your procrastination. The first trick, the most brutal truth, is that your need for noise is what kills your focus, leaving you vulnerable to the adversary of inaction. Are you ready to cut the cord? To destroy this addiction to external noise? So, how do we attack this adversary of external noise and validation? How do we break free from the tyranny of opinion that fuels your procrastination? The answer lies in transforming yourself into a silent execution machine. This is the Coach Payne method to deactivate emotional interference, to eliminate the desperate need for public opinion, and to operate solely based on a pre-established plan. This isn't about becoming emotionless, it's about becoming immune to the emotions that paralyze your productivity and steal your focus. It's about building an impenetrable fortress of silence around your work. To become a silent execution machine, you must first recognize that true power is not loud. It is quiet. It builds. It observes. It dominates without needing applause. While others are screaming their intentions, seeking validation for mere thoughts, you will be in the arena, fighting your internal war, day in and day out, sculpting your future in the quiet forge of disciplined action. This means deliberately creating a detachment from the outcome's immediate reception. Your reward is not the like, the share, or the comment. Your reward is the act of domination itself, the satisfaction of fulfilling your sacred promise to yourself. This transformation requires a radical shift in perspective. Your plan, your chosen mission, becomes your supreme commander. It dictates your actions, not your fleeting moods or your craving for validation. When the urge to check your phone, to tell someone about your brilliant idea, or to scroll through social media to escape the discomfort of hard work arises, you will face it. You will recognize it as the internal adversary trying to pull you away from your silent work. And then, you will conquer it. You will execute. You will shut down the noise, both external and internal, and you will work. This is how you rise above the common individual who is constantly swayed by the winds of external opinion. The execution machine doesn't ask, "Do I feel like it?" or "Will this get me praise?" It asks, "What is the next commanded action on my checklist?" This is the core of strategic silence. It's not just about turning off notifications, it's about turning off the part of your brain that craves external input, the part that seeks comfort in the noise instead of finding strength in the silence. This is how you dominate procrastination. You remove its fuel, the need for validation and the distraction of noise. You become an unbreakable force, a quiet warrior who builds empires in the shadows, letting results, and only results, speak for themselves. This is your rebirth. You will attack your tasks, not your social media feeds. You will grow in silence, forging an iron determination that no external noise can break. Will you become this machine, or remain a slave to the constant clamor? Now that you understand the power of becoming a silent execution machine, let's talk about the practical tool to achieve it, the IF-THEN system for automatic, unseen discipline. This protocol eliminates the need to decide based on mood, based on your desire for instant emotional gratification, or worse, based on the imaginary feedback of an invisible audience. It's a set of conditional formulas that strip away the emotional interference, turning your actions into automatic, unwavering commands. This is how high performers bypass procrastination. They don't rely on willpower, they rely on a bulletproof system that demands silent execution. The IF-THEN system is brutally simple. For every crucial task, for every moment where procrastination typically attacks, you establish a clear, non-negotiable command. If it's 6 a.m., then I am at my desk, working in complete silence on my most important project, notifications off, no exceptions. If the internal adversary whispers doubt or the urge for social media, then I immediately open my task list and execute the next item without hesitation. These aren't suggestions, they are military orders you issue to yourself, orders that must be followed with the precision of a machine. This system is about removing the variable of feeling like it, or waiting for inspiration, or checking if anyone has acknowledged my last update. Those are luxury emotions for the weak, for those who are content to be dominated by their own fleeting desires. You, the aspiring dominator, will destroy these internal negotiations. When the trigger condition, if, is met, the action, then, is executed, regardless of internal or external noise. This is where discipline becomes your default. This is where focus becomes automatic. This is where you eliminate the space where procrastination breathes. You must build this system piece by piece. Identify your most common procrastination triggers related to noise and validation. Do you delay starting because you want to research best practices, which is often just a disguised search for external validation? If you catch yourself doing this, then you immediately attack the task for 25 minutes without looking up, without researching, without seeking external input. Do you feel compelled to share a screenshot of your initial work, even when it's unfinished, just to get a few early comments? If this urge arises, then you close all social media tabs and commit to another hour of silent, deep work, understanding that the only validation that matters is the completion of your mission. This is the art of unshakable mental strength. This isn't about being rigid, it's about being strategically inflexible when it comes to your commitment to silent execution. It's about recognizing that freedom comes not from doing whatever you want, but from dominating your urges and focusing relentlessly on what truly matters. This if-then system forces you into a state of deep, uninterrupted work, shielding you from the siren call of external validation and the paralyzing grip of procrastination. Will you implement this protocol, or remain a slave to your mood and the applause of shadows? We've talked about the adversary, your craving for noise and validation, and the tactical weapons, the silent execution machine and the if-then system. Now, let's talk about the transformation, the inevitable outcome for those who commit to this war with iron determination. This isn't a quick fix, this is a profound, neurological reprogramming that occurs after 90 days of consistent, robotic, silent execution. This is how you dominate procrastination not as an effort, but as your default state. This is how you cultivate unshakable strength and inner power. For 90 days, you will face the brutal truth: the only validation you need comes from your own completed tasks. For 90 days, you will conquer the urge to announce, to seek praise, to get distracted by the superficial noise of the world. For 90 days, you will operate as a silent execution machine, guided by your if-then protocols, hammering away at your mission in absolute silence. And what happens then? Your brain reprograms. The neural pathways that once led to procrastination, to the desperate search for external approval, begin to atrophy. New, stronger pathways form, pathways that lead directly to focused, undistracted, silent action. This isn't just about habit. This is about identity. You stop being the person who procrastinates. You stop being the person who needs validation to act. You transform into the person who simply executes. You become the warrior who builds in silence, letting results speak louder than 1,000 posts. Your mental strength becomes legendary, not because you're superhuman, but because you've systematically destroyed every impulse that led to inaction. You will find profound freedom in this silent domination, a control over your own life that few ever experience. Dominate the excuses. Dominate the fear of being unseen. Dominate the craving for external applause. Dominate the incessant noise. Dominate your procrastination. This transformation is inevitable for those who commit to the battle. You will rise above the chaos, becoming an unbreakable force of focused execution. The neurological change is not a gentle evolution, it's a brutal, disciplined reprogramming where discipline becomes an unconscious reflex, not a conscious struggle. You will produce in 4 hours what used to take you weeks, all because you eliminated the insidious adversary of noise and the paralysis of validation seeking that once defined your every delay. This is your moment to attack your future. Your journey, your war, is unique. Nobody endures the silent battles you endure, the hidden struggles against the adversary of your own mind. That's precisely why you are the chosen one, the individual capable of wielding this power, capable of dominating your procrastination through radical silence and focus. This isn't a challenge for the faint of heart, it's a call to arms for those who are utterly exhausted by being dominated by their own excuses, by the constant distractions, by the need for external affirmation. You are the right person for this war. You have the strength, the power, the determination to conquer this. It's not about what you've lacked in the past, it's about what you choose to dominate starting today. Your story is different from mine, from the next person, but the principles of domination are universal. You might have stumbled before, might have fallen to the adversary of procrastination 1,000 times. But those falls, those moments of being subjugated, have forged a unique resilience within you. That very pain, that frustration, that deep-seated desire to finally dominate, is your greatest fuel. Convert that pain into the fire of relentless, silent execution. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for an audience. The time for silent domination is now. This isn't about being perfect, it's about being absolutely unshakable in your commitment to focus and execution, to cutting out the noise and letting your results speak for themselves. You have the inner power to break through the chains of procrastination and rise as the warrior you were always meant to be. This is your moment to prove it, not to anyone else, but to the person staring back at you in the mirror. You are the one nobody saw coming. Now grow in silence and attack your life. Now, the choice is yours. Will you continue to be dominated by the adversary of procrastination, by the constant need for external noise and validation? Or will you declare war? This isn't just a video, this is your moment of truth. I want you to make a public declaration. I want you to commit, not to me, but to yourself, to the silent warrior within. In the comments below, declare your domination. Write this exact phrase: I will dominate in silence and never procrastinate again. This isn't a comment, it's your public declaration of war. It's your commitment to becoming the silent execution machine, to destroying the adversary of noise and validation. Join the ranks of those who choose to dominate, not to be dominated. And if you are truly committed to this path of unshakable focus and absolute domination, subscribe to this channel. This is for the warriors, not the spectators. Handle your business.